Yeah, maybe we need to use a different filter. Hi, and welcome to the SEO podcast, Unknown Secrets of Internet Marketing.
I think you got it right that time.
Man, that's good. My name is Chris Burris, owner of eWebStyle.
I am Charles Lewis, the Internet Marketing Specialist here. Shout out to Paul Hansen, couldn't be here right now. He has some family issues to take care of. Be safe. We'll see you Monday.
Thoughts and prayers are with Paul, to be
Yes,
sure. Sorry, we're getting a little late start. Part of that is because Paul's not here, and we're kind of jumbling things together. The other reason is let's just blame it on Darren Bowie, because he hasn't been providing us with production anymore. So we love you, and give us some more stuff to work with.
Some mobile-related stuff.
Yeah.
The next few podcasts we'll be doing will be going over mobile marketing, mobile SEO. Shout out to you guys. I'll be in contact later. And so if you got questions about mobile or you got information about mobile, feel free to send it to us. podcast@ewebstar.com. And that way we'll definitely check it out.
Yeah, we'll be frank, open, and honest. And really, we haven't focused much on mobile yet. Yeah. I think, specifically for our business, it's not too applicable. It's more for retail businesses, etc.
Exactly.
And so as we kind of start focusing on mobile for those customers that we have that are in the retail business, we'll have a little bit more experience. But what we can talk about is kind of our professional opinion about some of the articles that we've pulled up, and so we'll jump into that. Before we get into that, let's make sure we talk a little bit about our last podcast. That was podcast number 95. Mm-hmm. We had a tip from the last podcast, and that tip is Google local places need to be a part of your focused internet marketing plan.
Absolutely.
I think that's really good. And we also want to cover some news. Oh, and we got a lot of reviews. So let's try and blow through these. We don't want to mess up our Gino time limit here, and
especially since we're a little tardy.
Hey, Gino, if you're still listening, hit us up. See if you're still happy with our time limit. Are we exceeding it? Or your expectations? And in fact, one of the reviews that we have addresses the Gino time limit, I think.
Okay.
So a little bit of news. Actually, I don't have much news. The new Facebook layout.
I like it.
I like it too. I do.
Like it.
We haven't switched over all the way. I'm kind of hesitant. By the way, we have a Facebook Places page, and we have a Facebook Business page. And I think I mentioned this before. Before I merged them, I did a little research, and everything I read said, don't do it because you can't undo it. Well, it turns out the Places page has the format of the new Business page.
Okay.
Right? So they were kind of heading in that direction anyway. Mm-hmm. So we'll probably be, I don't know if we should merge them. I still haven't decided.
I think we should merge them, but more importantly, I think Facebook needs to fix Mark and all you guys over there, right, the issue we're having with merged accounts.
Yeah.
I got my personal Facebook.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm an admin on our Facebook, and so that's causing all kind of problems.
Yeah, so, one of the nice things that I like, last podcast, I spoke about how do you post on another business's page as your business. And the way you used to do it was you would put on your own wall and then any business that you personally have liked. Mm-hmm. So only businesses you've personally liked. So if you haven't liked this business, go like it, and then go to your wall, your business wall, and type @ and then that business. It'll actually auto-populate, and then that will actually be posted on their wall. Now you can actually use Facebook as eWebStyle. There's a button. Okay. I don't know if you noticed that.
I saw that. I did see that.
So you can actually click that button and then start using Facebook as that business. So then you can actually post on other people's walls. I'm assuming personal and business walls, although I haven't messed very much with that. So Facebook, I think we'll give it a thumbs up.
I like thumbs up. Oh, well, hold on. Thumbs down on the pictures.
Thumbs down
on the photos. Yeah. I don't like how they do it
across the top there.
Well, across the top is fine, but after you click on it, right, and then you want to see the image, and they have this whole little
I do kind of like it because if you're kind of looking through profiles and stuff, because that's a change across the board, right? If you're looking at a profile and you're looking at some images and you want to go back, you just close it and you're still on that page.
I'm gonna tell you why I think they did that. Because you can't right click and copy those pictures.
And the other ones you could.
And so I think it's a security issue. can't just go copying pictures no more.
I thought the terms of use said that you can still, like, you still own the rights with Facebook. Anyway, we had a social media, our social media guy was telling me about that. So even though you're posting pictures, you still have rights to them. You don't, give up all rights to images you put out there. So, so thumbs down on the image.
Thumbs down on the photo section. Thumbs up on the layout.
On the overall layout. A little bit of other news. I gotta be honest. I want a tablet. I'm not ready for one yet, and I want a tablet. Of course, you can't do the iPad because it doesn't do Flash. Some of our websites have Flash.
Droid.
So.
Yeah, we use Android.
Android. That's all there is to it. The Zoom looks pretty good. That's by Motorola.
Yeah.
I was showing you guys that the other day, and there's a whole slew of them. Like by the end of this year, there'll be like 4 10-inch or greater. There's actually one that's even bigger.
I think 10 inches is good. 10 inches bigger than the iPad, and and it works on Android. I like the Zoom.
Yeah.
I haven't quite figured out what I'll do with it.
Yeah.
Right. But other than play games or watch movies, other than that, I don't see myself
using it on a regular basis. Yeah. Well, I think if we get it so that we can project that onto our screen in the conference room, then we'll probably use that instead of a laptop, maybe.
I'll probably get it just to look cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also they make pens that you can write with, and I just want to stop using paper. Maybe our podcast would actually be,
we'll sit here and look cool.
Yeah.
And we
can. Really cool. And then we could actually have it. Maybe we need another TV here.
Monitor here.
All right, enough about us. News. Watson, I don't know if you heard this. Watson won in Jeopardy. This
I heard
computer,
about that.
Yeah, outperformed some people on Jeopardy, and apparently this is the first time it's happened, and it's and of course every time this happens, like when they beat Kasparov in chess, we're like, oh, the computer's going to dominate the world. Well, we know the answer to that.
Yeah.
Yes.
They already do.
But I thought that was interesting.
They're watching us now because of a computer.
Exactly. They dominate the world. All right, let's get into some of these reviews. First, I want to, the first kudos today absolutely have to go to you. Yes, and I don't have my note here. Where'd my note go? All right.
To me, probably because of PageRank.
Yep.
It's funny how viral stuff works, right? I recorded the PageRank video 2 years ago. 2 years ago.
2 years ago.
Yeah.
All right.
I did that video 2 years ago, and shout out to the New York Times for posting it. Shout out to
he was in the New York Times. I'm going to get my printout. Keep going.
Shout out to New York Times. They posted an article about it. Shout out to Advertising Age. They did it. I'm drawing a blank. It was about several sites that actually posted it. And it went in 4 days, right?
Yep.
From 4 days, it went from 21,000 views to 31,000 views.
This is the video of your rap. Went from 21,000 to 41,000. 20,000. Wow. Yeah. So wait 2 years to get to 20 and 2 days to get to 40. That's how viral works.
Yeah. And so it was phenomenal. Just everybody who's been blogging about it, posting it, retweeting it, Facebooking it. Man, I salute you. Appreciate it. And tell somebody to cut the check.
On our Facebook wall, Paul went out there and said, "Hey everybody, Sam Grobart of the New York Times found Charles's rap and wrote a little something about it." And then the thing I liked that was the follow up. The J.C. Penney's been in the news. Actually, I probably should have covered that. JC,
that's my blank stare.
Oh, okay. We'll save that. We can save that. So kudos, cheers. That's awesome. Great publicity. And I know that you may be going to a conference or two as the SEO rapper. If you didn't know, he's available for conferences.
I can compose something custom for you. Just reach out to us. Hit me on Twitter @Chuck, and we can work the details out.
Yeah, remember he beat out Charles Schwab, so he's got Twitter /
I beat out Charles Schwab. I beat out the TV show Chuck.
Yeah.
I beat out Chuck Norris. I know this because I get all their tweets. I get 1,000 Chuck Norris tweets.
Oh, really?
Man, every day.
All right. Here's another review. This is by Colin Flattery. Hey gang, really enjoy your podcast. Though at first I was put off by the banter. This is the time limit. especially at the beginning of the show. Now it really helps animate stuff I've only read about. Congratulations. I wrote back and said, hey, it's kind of an acquired taste. He says, like a single malt scotch.
Single malt scotch.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And then he did have a question. Let's jump into this. He said he asked it on one of our forums. Obviously, we didn't answer it. It says he noticed in his Google organic search results that the description appeared kind of random. And then he figured it out. They're pulling it out of one of his alt tags and using that for the description. Have we ever heard of...
For the description...
On the SERP.
Okay, search engine result page, description. So they're pulling it from his alt tag?
Yeah.
Well, that would mean either one of two things. That either A, the search query that was used to generate those search results page, that phrase that they searched was also part of that alt tag.
In the alt tag.
Yeah.
And not and
necessarily
not
in the
anywhere
content.
else. Yep.
And so since they pulled that image, the alt tag had to come from an image.
Yep.
You know, that's why that's a description. Either that or you have the that same description somewhere likely in your meta information.
And so you just, maybe it's, What I put is, I hadn't heard of this, and I told I'd ask around the office. I'm actually doing that now. Google pulls this information from the meta description tag. We say that's the first opportunity for SEO. Yeah. So when somebody's doing a search and they're looking at that search description, that's the first opportunity that you have really to sell to that person.
Yeah.
So don't just put a tag together, a meta description together that has some keywords in it, and then not think about it from the client/sales perspective. That's your first opportunity for search engine visitor optimization. They're about to visit you. You got to engage them right away.
Yeah, that meta description is a great place for an abbreviated version of your call to action, right? So if your call to action is free estimate on same day plumbing services or whatever it is, then include that in your meta description along with the other keywords you may need. Free Houston, blah blah blah. But they'll see that in the SERPs, and so that way if they click on it in the SERPs, then they get to your site, they see that same CTA. You're starting the SEO process, and they're more likely to convert.
Yep. Yeah, and we talk about continuity. So don't get us wrong. You do want the keywords in there. If they type Houston Plumber, you want to make sure that it says Houston Plumber probably pretty early in it, and then make sure the description has other aspects that are on the sales process. Colin did write us back, and he said he did a double check in Google, and they had replaced it with another random script from the page. My guess is he doesn't have a meta description. Because they're using
content,
they're usually pretty consistent about pulling meta description. So, Colin, hit us back. Let us know if that is the case, and I think you can improve that process if you work on that meta description. By the way, also on our Facebook, our podcast page is back on the first page of Google. I put a little outline of the process we went to because Google made an algorithm change that took us from the first page to the supplemental. Doesn't even begin. Let me put it this way. I took the entire page URL, searched it, and that page did not come up. Other pages.
So it wasn't page. Last time we checked, it was page 5 or something.
Well, what was page 5 was the internet marketing, not the search engine optimization page. Literally, if I took the page URL and searched for the page URL, it wasn't supplemental. It was gone. It was banned. And so we removed that duplicate content. That got us back in the listings, but not on the first page, and then added relevant content. Content is, what do they say? King. That's right. So live it, learn it, love it. It is king. Terry Crosby did us a great favor. She went to iTunes. She's put a review on our Facebook already.
What up, Terry? Appreciate it.
Thank you. She wrote on our iTunes an iTunes review. So again, 4 stars. Another guy, Malcolm Waring. He's been listening to these guys about 6 months while driving, because we are the Red Bull of SEO. You actually don't fall asleep. And the comment that was made earlier by Colin, we literally decided to have the news and reviews at the beginning, so that as we're talking about SEO, which we need to get to here pretty quick, that we've got things to reference and banter back and forth and make it a little more interesting.
And truthfully, as an internet marketing agency, we have to stay abreast on the latest news and technology and what's
Also,
going on.
yeah.
And so you may not have heard the latest news that we give you. And if you have heard it, comment on it. If you haven't heard it, then you're welcome, right? So I understand the comment, I appreciate it, and we'll probably tweak accordingly. But
Yep, absolutely.
this is what you get.
And one of the reviews by K.W. Williams, he actually wrote a review on Facebook before. He said he's tearing through our episodes like Lindsay Lohan goes through nose candy. And
Wow.
yes, I listen while driving. Well, if you're doing nose candy, apparently it's you're wide awake, so you can do lots of driving. So are we the nose candy of SEO?
No comment. Please, no.
We're not going with that. All right, let's jump. If there's nothing else, let's jump into some good information. We want to talk about mobile marketing. We want to talk about mobile SEO and what you should be doing with mobile.
Yeah. So we got a few tips we're going to give. Now we'll try to breeze through these, but keep in mind that right now most mobile marketing tends to work best for brick and mortar retail agencies.
Yeah.
We're an internet marketing agency. It won't make sense for us to have an app, right?
Yeah.
My app,
unless it's like an SEO app, which specific SEO like show page rank or whatever type of app. But that's not really mobile.
Yeah, that's research.
Yeah.
And so I don't see that helping. But if you're Starbucks, right? Then mobile helps you. It's kind of the first tip. It says make it fun. And so when I thought about that, I think of Foursquare.
Yep.
Right. Being the mayor of Starbucks doesn't help me. It doesn't help me personally at all. But what it does do is for everybody who's not the mayor, who wants to be the mayor, it
reminds them at least to check in when they're there. Maybe they're regulars anyway, so that's an interactive experience.
Well, and not just that. Go get coffee.
Yep, go get an extra
If
coffee.
I'm checking in, that means I'm spending money
Yep.
because I'm there. I'm not going there to check in and leave.
Yeah.
Right.
Although that would be a mobile douche.
Yeah.
Don't be a mobile douche.
Mobile douche. Write that
down. Mobile douche. Yeah. In fact, the other day I got bounced as the mayor of a wine bar here in town called Sonoma, and I happened to go there that night and forget to check in. I was that sucked. Yeah. That's almost douche. Don't forget to check in.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think, and Foursquare and the whole check-in process, I literally try and check in on Foursquare, Yelp, and Facebook. It's an experience. It's like, okay, cool, I'm checking in.
You brought up Yelp. Listeners, I want y'all to tweet me, Facebook us, in regards to Yelp. I got a Yelp account, only used it twice.
Right.
I logged in the other day and I had like 30 friends request pending.
Wow.
And so, because I don't use Yelp.
Right.
And so I accepted them all, and then I posted a comment, should I start using Yelp again? I don't know.
No, well, you haven't checked back in to see what the response is.
Yeah,
so there's probably like 1,000 people telling you, yes, you should use Yelp again.
So if you use Yelp, add me and tell me why I should keep going with it.
And I think one of the things, and we mentioned this to one of our clients who's opening a tequila in the state of Texas, I think we've mentioned him before, is that there is a process. I don't know what it is. We haven't really researched it. But to make a badge, I forget what it's called, going through security at the airport badge. They messed with my package bag or whatever. I forget what they called it. But that's kind of cool. So you could have a badge for if you've attended, in this particular case, he's going to have tequila tastings across Texas and certainly across different cities like Houston and Dallas and Fort Worth and San Antonio. So if you attend 4 of those, you could get Pura Vida badge. Pura Vida is the name of the tequila. So I think that's another way to engage
to make
people.
it fun, to make it engaging. Exactly.
Another one is Scavenger. This is actually Seth Prebatched is going to be one of the keynote speakers at South by Southwest up in Austin in the middle of March, right?
Yeah, that's in March 11th through the 20th.
And we're kind of coordinating schedules, and hopefully we can be up there. But what he created was a website called Scavenger, SCVNGR. I'm assuming it's that.com, and it's really events where it's not events. You go to a place and you've got a couple tasks, and if you complete tasks and you get a certain number of points, then you can get a free coffee, or there's a pot of gold at the end of the Scavenger rainbow, if you will. And you're not going to write that down?
No. Acting like I didn't hear that.
And so you go there and you participate in stuff. One of it is like do a tinfoil origami with the burrito tinfoil with the burrito wrapper. Yeah. So those are kind of things that can help engage. And I think there's gonna I'm sure Scavenger has like marketing experts that you can work with, and I'm sure there's going to be eventually we may end up having somebody on our staff that is like good at putting these kinds of things together to make Scavenger campaigns or whatever. And it's interesting because this week is the week I learned about Scavenger. I do comedy improv at a place here in town called Third Coast Comedy, and City Solve Urban Race Houston. So that's I think it's like a scavenger hunt. You have teams, and it's got corporate sponsorship, and it's apparently a pretty big deal. They wanted our group to be at one of their scavenger stations, because what they were supposed to do at the scavenger station is a game called ABC, which is you got two teams. One team starts with a sentence with the letter A, and the next team responds with the sentence that starts with the letter B, C, D, E. Okay. And then if somebody messes up, they have to go back to the end of the line. If there's no other team there, they wanted an improv group there so that they could play the game, even if there's not a team there. So, yeah, it's interesting how kind of all these similar things happen at the same time. All right. Make it fun.
Make it fun.
And 5 minutes, make it short.
Yeah.
I think that's certainly true. Like checking in is about. Yeah. I don't know how much more I'm gonna do.
Yeah, I check in. I may tweet or comment why I'm there, and then I'm done.
Yep.
They said ask them to catch it on film. I like that one because that's a great way to get user-generated video content. And so, which is like gold to the search engines.
Yep.
And so, while if they can catch it mobile and you can use it on your site to not only make the client happy but make the search engines happy, then it's a win-win. So if your business will benefit from them using video somehow, then do it.
And make sure you do something with it, right?
Yeah. Don't just do it and then have me recording stuff and sending it to you for no reason.
And maybe have like do something with it. Like, okay, each week we're gonna choose one video or one picture, and we're gonna give them a free burrito or something.
Yeah.
Another one, phones are personal, was the title of it, and I didn't. The only thing that really made sense in this, and by the way, this is an article by Jim Shalali. Maybe he's Irish.
Shalal. That's what I thought.
Shalal. Okay, there we go. Jim Shalal, not Irish. And the sentence that made the most sense was, make your mobile strategy easy to access and, more importantly, relevant and personal. Because mobile really is about personal. It's you and your phone. You're always trying to engage other people at the same time, so it is social. But it really is it breaks down to you. Yeah.
It's personal.
Yeah. So make it personal.
Let's see here. Integrate. I think that kind of goes along with the example I gave about the video. The whole purpose of integrating anything done with mobile marketing is to, get the client involved, and then so you can get some sort of return on the back end. Whether it's them buying something at a discount, the discount they got because they were involved, and since they spent money, you receive something. However it works, just make sure that they're not doing it for no reason. Make sure that it does integrate with what you're doing as a core business strategy, and not just something just to be doing.
Just random. Yeah, and I think that goes back, it has a specific parallel to the tip from our last podcast. Google Local Places needs to be part of your focused internet marketing plan. So even social needs to be part of a focused internet marketing plan. We always say, whatever you do, don't just throw money against the wall and see if it sticks. come up with a plan. So maybe there is a driver that gets them back to your website. Maybe there's an email collection process so that you can engage them and say, hey, thanks for participating. Answer the survey, or what was your experience like at the Burrito Palace? Whatever it may be, so that you're engaging them even further. So it's not just a one-off. It really is part of, again, an overall concept and package.
Give in order to receive. That one is pretty much self-explanatory to me.
I think it's called the law of reciprocity.
Yes.
Which is when you give up a lot of stuff, people will feel obligated to give back to you.
Well, and then, what my mom told me a lot of times is when you give, right?
Hey, listen up. This is the mom reference. This is like the reference that, whenever I'm in an argument and discussing something, I don't care what it is, and I just want to win.
Yeah.
My mama said,
well, mama said when you give, right, your hand is open.
Right. Oh yeah, as soon as
you can receive.
Yep.
And so yeah.
I like that. That's good.
Yeah, awesome.
I got a segue on this. There's a famous saying that is actually a translation, which is better to give than to receive. And one of the points I took to this training a while back, and one of the points that it made was that if somebody's not receiving, you actually can't give. They're equal. Like if whoever isn't gonna receive, then you can't give. So, and also the bad translation is the actual translation. I believe it's a Greek proverb. Is it's better to be in a position to give than to need to receive. And I think that goes almost without saying.
Yeah,
but what a bastardization of that proverb. Because it has a totally different meaning. Anyway, there's my Greek translation edification for the day. Next,
promote your call to action.
Okay, and this is from an article from MotoMessage.
Yeah, motomessage.com.
Okay.
Yeah, pretty cool site all about mobile marketing. Go check it out. But promote your call to action. And basically what they're saying is, if you have a call to action, which you should, on your site, let's say on
your site, on your Facebook page, on your Twitter page, on your web.
Use that same CTA in your mobile marketing. If it's through an app, if it's through some text messages, however your mobile marketing campaign is working, keep your CTA consistent.
Yep. That makes sense, and this article is a little more focused on SMS, and it's just totally relevant. So that's why we're kind of including this. And the title is 5 Mobile Marketing Tips to Help Your SMS Campaign. We just want to make sure if you guys want to go look this up, you can go find it. Yeah. So next one is reward your customers for signing up. This is kind of goes back to what we've been saying through the whole part of this, which is give and receive.
Show me the benefit for signing up. I won't sign up for no reason.
Yep. Yeah. I'd sign up for a free 2-liter soda with your next large 2-topping pizza purchased from genericpizzacompany.com.
Yeah.
That's so make it worth their while. And if you're really creative, in some sense we haven't. My brother-in-law is an incredible. He used to work for Clear Channel and was really good at putting promotions and events and things. And so if you've got somebody who's good at that, take advantage of that.
Yeah.
Maybe you have the tricycle race in your parking lot or something, and you gotta down a Coke or a slushie with brain freeze, every time you go around or whatever. Make some event out of it and incorporate that into your mobile strategy.
Limit the amount of offers you send. Don't spam me.
Oh yeah.
I don't care if it's free. I don't need to get a text daily, and I'm gonna send this out to someone. I do some concert and club promoting occasionally, and some promoters who, man, if you Facebook me about the concert and you tweeted me about the concert and you texted me about the concert, that's fine. Just don't do it every day. I'll get all 3 versions on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. And Thursday I may get them twice. Because the concert is Friday.
Oh, wow.
And so, come on now. You'll get blocked, removed, and flagged as spam.
Yeah, you kind of know what they're doing. There needs to be, I understand, some ramp up. Make it reasonable.
Make it reasonable.
Yeah. And people understand that. Reward your customers. We really talked about that already. That goes back, reward for signing up, and then continue to reward them.
Yeah.
If they're, there's a reason coupons work. There's a reason, specials, buy one get one free work, because it gets people in the doors and they can purchase other things. So,
well, and that really has a deeper meaning. That's how you repeat business, and you get referrals. When the customer's happy, I'm subject to tell him what I just did, and he'll go try it because I recommended it. Over getting a text about it, he'll probably delete.
Well, and reward your customers. There's all these kind of stamp the card or whatever.
Those are awesome.
Yeah, I think I wonder if anybody's doing that with Foursquare. Although just checking in, you got to be careful of that. But if there's some way to tie it in,
just check in.
Yeah, just drive by, check in. 20 check-ins later, I'm here for my free sandwich.
Yeah.
And I'll check in then too. So there's probably some way, and if Foursquare's not planning on it, there's probably somebody else who's like, okay, check in, and and have them scan it.
Maybe the QR code comes into place then.
The code that's on the receipt, add that into your list, and then now they know.
Oh, that would be an awesome place for a QR code on the receipt.
Oh, boom, and man, nobody steal that.
QR code on
QR code on receipt. By the way, I did want to mention, I'd love some feedback. Who uses QR codes? Because I don't use QR codes. I haven't yet. I probably will someday, and the day I use it I don't feel will be because I'm trying to get information. It'll be because I just want to see what happens when I scan it.
If you don't know, QR code is the black and white box similar to a barcode, except it has a graphic image on it. You can scan it with your mobile device, and it'll take you somewhere, depending on what they have it set up for. And so
usually like a page, I'm assuming.
Usually
like
it's a web page. Usually it's a shortcut to an app. Sometimes it's a YouTube video. I've seen them used to go to different things, but
I was actually part of a beta program. Literally, this was probably 7 years ago, and it was by Popular Science or Popular Mechanics, one of those. And it said, hold this up to the webcam, because at the point nobody had a camera on their phone, and it would take you to a particular web page. I think I tried it once. I don't think it worked, and again, I don't think I would have ever used it, even if it did work, right? Like, I don't know. And finally, we got to help your customers spread the message. I think that's huge.
That's paramount.
Yeah, because that's where you start getting kind of the viral benefits or the exponential benefits. Where he tells two friends and she tells two friends and so on and so on. There was a famous shampoo commercial that was the whole commercial, and she tells two friends and she tells. All right. Yeah. Anyway, so have everyone tell two friends. And so what are some of the, you got any ideas about, how do you get somebody? Forward it to a friend, make sure there's a forward to a friend button to be sure.
Yeah, Facebook likes, share with a friend. Add the share button to the bottom of your pages and do it that way.
And the great example we talked in a podcast, probably about 10 podcasts ago, where there was a burrito company. I think they had maybe 20 followers, and this was in California, and they offered a free burrito to anyone who tweeted, and they had like 1,000 people show up. And the marketing dude was like, hey, at least we could get 20 people in today, and they deserve it or whatever. 1,000 people show up. They had to give like rain checks.
Yeah, because
we're out of tortillas.
Be prepared. Right? Yeah, hope for the best.
Exactly.
Don't do it thinking nobody's going to show up. You don't want to be that company.
All right, that is all of the information we have. I know there is a little blank stare news, so.
That's an awesome blank stare. Look, blank stare. JCPenney. Oh my God, come on. JCPenney got in trouble from Google because apparently they had a firm.
Yep.
Doing an SEO, and they went out and created all these fictitious sites with all these fictitious links, and pretty much spam the search engines with links all back to JCPenney.
And JCPenney would show up for like comfortable shirts, dresses. Little black dress was one of them that was mentioned.
Yeah, bed pads, all kind of stuff. And so what was funny was that the people did it so well that even if you searched for a brand name, JCPenney showed up above that brand name. And so, JCPenney Come on, dude. You didn't get an influx in online sales for no reason.
Yeah. And that influx of online sales didn't plummet for no reason.
Exactly.
Because Google bumped them to like page 7 or something, right?
Yeah, matter of fact, Advertising Age said they should have hired me.
Yeah, that was the thing that was cool. So somebody got put the kind of 2 popular pieces of SEO information, which was your rap that bumped up 20,000 views, and the fact that JCPenney got in trouble was like, hey, JCPenney should have just hired the SEO rapper.
Yeah, I would have made it look cool and done it right.
That's the difference between you and me. He makes it look cool. All right. You have been listening to the most popular SEO podcast on iTunes. That is because of you. We really appreciate you guys listening.
Yes.
We love it when you stalk us. I think one of our Facebook posts the other day was that somebody just started stalking us. Thank you. You can stalk us. Facebook.com/eWebstyle. Twitter.com/eWebstyle. YouTube.com/eWebstyle.
Yes.
Hit us up. Email podcast@e-webstyle.com. Yes, we do websites.
Yes,
and if you have any doubts about that, make sure you check out our Facebook page. Darren Bowie put together a South Park rendition of the podcast crew. It's brilliant, and it's got a bloody stump writing, yes, we also do websites and podcasts. I think that's all the information we have for you. Yeah. Well, you know what? We had a couple people submit iTunes reviews. Go ahead, if you're getting good information out of this podcast, give us a review on our Facebook page. And if you could, it just takes a minute. Make an iTunes account, give us a review. And in fact, we'd also appreciate a little link love. One of the things I put at the bottom of that page, kind of describing the process we went to get our webpage back
where
on
it is.
For SEO podcast, was, hey, let's see what kind of link love we can get and see if we can bump some of these other people, because some of the people ahead of us are no longer producing podcasts. And all right, thank you guys for listening. My name is Chris Burris.
Charles Lewis.
Bye for now.